Hello, I'm Thomas Finn, 1984, and I'm going to review this locomotive. No, not this locomotive itself. No, not the J3A Huston. I'm not going to review the real-life locomotive of this. I'm reviewing Thomas's version of it. Sorry about the background. My mom is unpacking something. And guess what I'm gonna review? Connor. You know, probably Caitlin's brother, I think. Yeah. But I need something to hold it up, but I don't have any tripods. Thank you, Oliver Duck. I wonder if you do have any. I want to do a crossover with you. And you too, Eric. Or MPS. Now let's get right to the review itself. Oh yes. The golden age of the steam locomotives. But sadly, diesels took over. Connor is great because, you know, he's an American engine. He's a American engine, a TV scene only character, sort of a bit like Hank, which yet hasn't been seen since Steve O. Thomas. Yes. Now, there's one problem with this. And that's the wood. Well, the tender feels like it's wood. The plastic, they have plastic bogies. This is Arthur's chassis and Murdoch's and some other characters like that. Connor is an engine from the mainland. And I am planning to, you know, have a second Connor. In real life, he doesn't, like in the TV show, he doesn't have a coupling at the front. The same thing with the real J3A Hustons of the streamlined era. The cab doesn't feel, it's like wood. Sort of be like the Flying Scotsman now, it's 2013 or 14. His face looks cool. I would be using him in my series, Thomas the Wooden Rally Adventures. And I will be making a video called, a series called Batman and Robin's Effortless Journeys to Fight Crime in Arkham City. As you can tell, Connor is a streamlined locomotive. If you hadn't saw him, try searching him up on the Thomas the Tank Engine wiki. He is based upon real-life locomotives. Well, all the locomotives are based upon their actual classes, and the freight cars and the passenger cars are based upon real-life stuff, and so on and so forth. And except for one item, and that's the aquarium cars. Like what Rob said, the worst of the worst. And there's another model that Wooden Rally Reviews doesn't like. The 1996 D199. And, you know, it's nice about Connor. If I ever tried to make his 10 brothers that worked on the New York Central Railroad, first of all, buy several of them. I'll buy 10 Connors and several Castle coaches. Or try to find some old express coaches and repaint them into the New York Central. Connor is based upon a real-life locomotive. Same thing with the Polar Express. The coaches are actually real, too. Almost everything's real in real life for Thomas and Friends. Well, except for engines having faces. That's what I should do. Wait. All the engines that don't have a face on in the Rally series are Slender engines. Thanks, Diesel D199, for doing a short called Slender Engine. And I like when you portray Bill and Ben from, EE93. All of them are great. Subscribe to them. I like Oliver. No, not Oliver Duck, but Oliver Zackintosh. He made it to the TWR stuff, and I know what this is probably for. It's probably for the water. The original Hudson's, the dryfess Huts, the Connor is like brothers, like his 18 brothers. Most of them were streamlined. One were for the World Fair in the 1936. And the Duchess of Hamilton, they liked Coronation Scott, so they gave the Duchess of Hamilton to America, but they changed stuff. So there would be like one ship that I know of that they swapped. Titanic, the ship of dreams. And you remember in the Polar... Wait, I'm going way off topic now. The Polar Express is actually based upon a real-life locomotive. The Perry Marquette 1225. A day before, it were built before D-Day. It were finished and it carried troops across America. And I always liked the film and the book itself. There were several changes. Like the bell was formerly going to be, in the book it were nearby several domes. But in the film, it's like in real life, it has the bell right there. When, I think Smokey, or was it Steamer, that went into the bell. And one of them saw the caribou on the line. But, wait. What about the king, the hobo that killed himself from Fright Top Tunnel because he climbed the train and he went on to the observation car, walked across lots of them, and he were nearby the engine front, and then he was hit, and then he were never seen again. But he did make several appearances out from, Fright Top Tunnel when he were in Glacier Gulch, and he were at the boy's house and at the North Pole when the observation car broke loose because of the hero boy accidentally uncoupled it, but they didn't know until the lights flickered out and stuff like that. You remember the whole stuff. And moving on, there is such thing as a Perry Marquette 1225. The 1225 is the Perry Marquette 1225's brother. And I still like the Polar Express. the 1223 is actually seen in Pennsylvania still. I don't know if 57... I wonder if 3556 is still a real coach on the Pennsylvania Railroad. Because I heard there's some rumors about stuff like that. As you can tell, it's 1225. If I just get it from the right glare and the right time. I don't want to be like Stanley. What Stanley you're probably talking about? Stanley the Fourth. No, yeah, all the Stanleys from Holes. Because, you know, all the Stanleys had a curse. So they named their son Stanley. Like Stanley the First, Stanley the Second, Stanley the Third, and Fourth and Fifth, and so on and so forth. And I always... Wait. You remember the Polar Express? This is different. You know, of how the kid ran from the abandoned toy car to his passenger car, but his passenger car is all the way at the back nearby. It were the second to last car, except for the observation car. I still don't get that. And I like Montague, but moving on. This video is still getting derailed. Connor is still nice. He has round magnets, if you're still watching. He has turquoise blue wheels. This cool paint scheme that I really admire so much. This blue piece for water. His sister, Caitlin, has coal, while Connor does not. So, this may have fuel or, like, water. I don't know what it is, but I think it's water. And I really do like Bill or Ben when, you know, Bill and Ben got repainted. I'll buy 2 Bill and Bens. Turn 1 and 2. I'll turn 2 to Bill, like, 1 Bill into Ben and have another Ben and, you know, have Bill. And try to make some custom coaches for Connor. And try to buy Winston, too. Or I can make Connor's a bad day for Connor. Or Connor's quick... Or Connor... No, not Connor's quick day. But Connor's dream. Or Connor's... Like... I'll make a story about Connor of how he arrived on the railway and how he actually got to have his... I'll make one where he has to take express... He has to take people from the express. Like, famous people from, like, the mainland to Sodor. That would be cool. Or he'll be... No, not Duke and Duchess's special and Duchess of Hamilton's friend. I'll have the Duchess of Hamilton from Big Jigs. It's a British company. Search it up after this video, and yeah. And they make all these British stuff, and I'm gonna reach the 15-minute mark, so yeah, thank you, bye bye. Please subscribe, check out my channel, and don't take me too serious of these opinions, cause stuff. He does, wait, one thing, he does work with other brands like Brio. He can do that and that. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Bon appetit.